So hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we are going to see an amazing and interactive dashboard, which is on a very famous application that is called Blinkit Analysis, which is a product of a Zomato, right? So Blinkit is actually a online grocery shopping store where you can order different items, and based on that sales only, or the different orders which we are ordering from that particular app, we are going to see that particular analysis of this particular we can say this company. All right, so now we have different amount of data in the form of an Excel sheet. I will show you how to, or what the data is. I will show you how to read the data, and based on that we are going to build this amazing dashboard which you can see in front of your screen. So now you can see this dashboard is completely dynamic. We will be operating it with respect to few filters, and we are also using some interactive filters also, right? So I will just give you an overview of this particular dashboard. So at the left hand side you can see it is, and we can see a panel where there are different filters are available, and different action filters will be available over here, or we can say a URL filters are available, or we can say a URL is available from where it will direct to you any site or any data whichever is available for us, right? Or any reset of filters is available. So at the right, we can say, or we can say at the left top, you can see there are four KPIs available for you, which shows total sales, average sales, number of items, and average ratings, right? So these are the header KPIs which we are going to build in this entire project, and we are going to see everything step by step into this particular project, right? So then in the below section you can see this shows you an entire we can say data, or entire we can say insights of any that particular product. Okay, so what that particular product is, and with respect to that product, what are its total sales, number of items, average sales, and average rating. So this will be dynamic. So right now we are visibling it for fat content, item type, and fat by outlet, right? So if you want to see total sales, you can see the total sale. If you want to see it by number of items, you can just click on number of items, and entire data will be filtered for number of items. That is the different measure. And if you want to see for average sales, you will see that. If you want to see for average rating, that also you can see, right? And you can see by total sales also, right? So not only this filter, you are having some different outlet filters, or we can say some interactive filters also. Let's say you want to see for tier 1, you can see it. If you want to see for tier 2 and tier 3, you can see that also, right? So this is also we can see a filter available. You can see by outlet size also. If you want to see for high outlet size, if you want to see for a medium, you can visualize the data very we can say differently over here. Getting or not? Also we have here item type. Okay, so if you want to see for any particular item, let's say you want to see for dairy products. Okay, so you can see the entire dashboard will be visible for that particular dairy product itself. Okay, if you want to see for hard drinks, right, so you can see for hard drinks as well. If you want to see for soft drinks, you can see soft drinks as well, right? So for any particular item, if you are selecting over here whichever you want, you can see multiple also. By pressing control, you can select multiple as well, right? And if you want to clear this entire filter, you just have to click on this particular button, right? So that is, it will clear the filters. That is nothing but it will be selected to all again, and you can see all the data will be visible for us in front for our screen. So before moving ahead into our video, I would like to discuss the Power BI certification course, that is nothing but PL300 exam. And Odin School have brought an opportunity for you to crack this exam very easily. And this can be applicable for all who are students, or who are freshers, who have already passed out from college and institutes, or who are professionals who are working, right? So it is important for all of them, and you will be benefited whenever you are cracking this PL300 exam, which is conducted by Microsoft Power BI. So now why PL300? So why to learn all the concepts of PL300 and get the certification which is provided by Microsoft? Because if you are using, or if you are able to crack this certification exam and add it in your resume, you are considered an expertise in data modeling. You will be expert in Power Query and data analysis expressions. That is nothing but DAX queries, right? And whenever you are cracking this exam, you will be considered, and you will get the top job roles as an data analyst, or as a business analyst, or as a Power BI developer. So the PL300 certification course, which is provided by Odin School, they have different learning modules, and in this they will give you an introduction first to what PL300 exam is actually. Then they will help you set up the Power BI desktop and service in your system as well. They will help you in data preparation, then cleaning, transformation, data modeling. They will teach you DAX calculation, data visualization, creating different reports and dashboards, then enhancements of reports like conditional monitoring the reports on all those things, right? Also deploying these particular reports on Power BI services. And after completion of all of this, they will provide you with some practice exams as well. And if you want the detailed syllabus, you can just click on this download brochure and you will be able to see the entire syllabus which is available in this particular course. So these are some success stories and the feedbacks given by the different students who have appeared this Odin School's course, and they were able to crack this PL300 examination. So there are some video testimonials also available. You can just go ahead and click on this, and you can listen what these students want to say about this course and how they cracked this particular PL300 examination. So Odin School offer you two dynamic learning paths for this particular PL300 course. The first is the classroom training where they will teach you in person, but for that you will have to travel to Hyderabad at this particular training venue. And the second is virtual training, a live online training. And the next batch will be starting from 27th. So they will teach you on 27, 28 July 2024 and 3rd and 4th August 2024. Same dates for classroom training as well as for live online training, and the timing for it will be from 10 a.m. morning to 5 p.m. in the evening. So you can see the fee structure of in-person and virtual training in front of your screen. So if you are doing it in person, the course fee will be 35,000 plus GST, and if you are doing it virtually live online, it will be 28,000 plus GST, right? So these are the training fees, and the most important thing in this, that is nothing but 100% money back guarantee in both cases, right? So what does that mean is Odin School will provide you the 100% money back if you fail to crack the Microsoft PL300 test within the first 30 days of course completion. So this is the great opportunity for you guys. So I will add the link in the description box of this particular video, and I will pin it in the comment section as well. You just have to click and you can just enroll for this particular batch. Don't waste time, hurry and just book your seat as soon as possible. So let's move ahead to our project. So apart from this also, you can only see that when I click on only, let's say you want to see for low fat, when you click on low fat, the entire dashboard will be visible for low fat. If you want to see for high fat, it will be seen for high fat, right? So just one thing, like when you click here, it is highlighted. So instead of highlight, you can filter also. That's not an big task. I will show you when we move ahead in the video. So this is the first section which gives us the information about product, where like fat content, item type and by outlet, and this is visible or it can be visualized for these different items, right? And second, what you can see here, sections we have created where we are visualizing different things over here. It is mostly for outlets, right? So there in every city or in every part of the city there are Blinkit outlets, right? So when I say Blinkit outlets, so let's say you are staying in Mumbai in one region, right? So let's say you are staying in Bandra. So in Bandra, in one particular region or in that particular particular pin code, I can say there will be a one Blinkit out store, and whenever you are ordering that particular from that particular pin code, when you are placing order, it will go to that particular pin code where that particular store is present, and it will send you the orders from there, right? So there are different outlets available, and you can see the first visualization we are doing it by outlet establishment. So when we say outlet establishment, it is nothing but the outlets which are established in different years, right? And based on those particular years, we can see their different sales, how they are performing in each year, right? So this is nothing but each year how the Blinkit outlets are been performing, right? Then we have outlet size. Okay, so based on the size of outlet, okay, whether it is small, high or medium, based on that we can see which are the best performing outlets, all right? So based on that we will be doing that, and based on outlet location as well. So whether the location is tier 1, whether location is tier 2 or location is tier 3. So based on that also we are going to see some we can say that particular visualizations, right? And then based on outlet type, so whether it is a supermarket one, whether it is a grocery store, or whether it is type 2 or a type 3, based on that we will see entire few measures which we are going to visualize over here. So this is an overall, we can say, idea of this particular dashboard. Obviously, uh, the data which we have, out of that data you can visualize more new things. So this was my idea behind the visualization. I have created some few problem statement based on my experience. Okay, in the real time what happens, the problem statements will be given to you from your client. Okay, they will ask you that these are my problem statements. Sometimes they will provide you a mock-up or a wireframe model where you can see the dashboard. I mean to say, not complete dashboard, just a mock-up, or we can say an example dashboard, that this should be the color combinations used, this should be color palettes used, this should be the different charts used. And based on that you have to formulate a logic, you have to create a data model, you have to create, or you have to do some data cleaning, data processing, data modeling, and then you have to start your analysis with different calculations and build this particular end product, right? So this happens actually in company. Right now in this project we are the sole owner, we are the we can say the data, we are the Blinkit owner, we can say. And in that particular sense we have to formulate the problem statement. So in the best we can say, um, uh, with my experience I have designed this. Obviously views of every individual might be different, they kind of can think in different way, that no, I can visualize this. Obviously you can use your own techniques of visualization. Some of them you can pick from my videos, some of them you can add those. You can obviously, why I've used your yellow colors, because Blinkits is somewhere where they are very much using yellow colors in their apps. So that's the reason we are using it over here. All right, so now we will move ahead with our problem statements and what steps we are going to see in this particular project. So before moving ahead into our project, guys, let me introduce to my website. And on this particular website, you will see different data analyst material and projects which are available for you at very cheaper price. And when I say that, because of request of many subscribers where they are in need of the data analyst material, and so if they have interview after 2 or 3 days, or if they want the complete roadmap, so what should they follow so that they will be quickly learning and all those things, right? So in this case I have provided you the data analyst complete material which have all these particular sections included: the interview questions, the quick PDFs, quick learning notes, handwritten notes, soft copy notes of different important topics, and the complete roadmap, what videos you have to follow in that roadmap, everything is mentioned. I have also have Power BI projects, which are 13 unique projects. You can see the list of projects. Similarly, Excel projects, Tableau projects, right? If you are looking for individual materials also, like if you are looking for Power BI material or Tableau material, and what topics I am mentioning over here, you will get an soft copy notes, PDF format notes, PPTs, handwritten notes of all these particular things, right? Also you can see SQL material is there, or if you want to connect with me one on one, you can just click over here and you can connect with me for one on one also, right? So for career guidance or for mock interviews. So for example, if you want to go and see what is this data analyst complete material, when you click on that you will get to see an entire description what is been mentioned in each module. So like for SQL what has been mentioned, for Tableau desktop what has been mentioned, and you will also get the projects in this, right? And these projects will be different from what is available on YouTube, right? So they are not the same which are available on YouTube. In data analyst complete material, I'm saying it, those will be different which are already available on YouTube, right? So if you are interested, if you want to enhance your data analyst journey, sure, I will recommend you to please go ahead and visit my website. So I am the right now the top rated. You can see I have different batches. I am top rated in 2023 in the data analyst and in top 1% as well, for all the people who are offering this kind of services and this kind of packages for us, right? So let's move ahead to with our video again. So I have already provided you the overview. Now let us move ahead and see what steps we are going to see in this particular entire Power BI project, and what are the business requirement based on which we will be creating this entire dashboard step by step. Okay. So now if you see the steps in this project, what we will be doing actually, first we will be doing is the requirement gathering. or we will also call them as a business requirements. Okay, so in real time, what happens, the requirements will be getting to you from our customer, but this project is our self project. So business requirements I have created, I will provide you the business requirements. So right now I will be acting as your customer and you are the developer, based on which you will be creating a end user dashboard based on the requirements or the problem statements which I will share you in a minute. Okay. So first step, I will always be the business requirements. Then I will walk you through the data. So you will have a raw data and I will walk you through that, what the data says, what is the size of the data, how to read the data, right? Then we will see what are the data connections we are going to use, like whether we are using a excel file connection or we are using any database connections likewise, right? Then always remember, whenever you have all the initial approvals of requirement gatherings, data and all those things, you will always check the quality of the data, and if it is not good, you will always do data cleaning in that, right? We will also see what data cleaning we are going to do. Then if we are dealing with multiple tables, we will also have to do the data modeling as well, right? Then we will do some data processing, right? So if any requirement is there of adding any new rows or new columns in the data, right? Then we will perform some DAX calculations also. Then we will do the layouting of the dashboards, right? So we will not use the generic size which will be provided us by the for Power BI. We will do some formattings in that, and based on our requirement, we will be creating that dashboard, right? Then we have charts. We will be doing charts development and formatting, right? So our ultimate aim is to build beautiful charts based on the requirements, from which some insights could be taken, could be provided to our client, right? And or yeah, the formattings will be done. We will see all the formatting options which are available for us. And at the end, we will be doing a dashboard or a report generation. And lastly is nothing but insight generation. So each chart and which everything which I will be building, I will share you what insights it has been providing. And at the end, you can gather them all, and you can, at the end, you will have to create a summary of one page or half of the page or 100 words, what that particular, this particular project, from this, what insights you have taken. And these are the summary insights from which you can provide it to your customer, and customer will be taking any actions required on those particular insights, right? So these are the different steps which are involved in this project. So next, first step we will start with is our business requirement. Okay, so now business requirement, Blinkit, you all know it is an Indian grocery app, right, by Zomato, uh, which will provide I can say a grocery whenever we online, by using an online app. Any customer, if he buys any grocery, it will be delivered by Blinkit and all those things, right? So we will see what sales are done in entire process. And what we are going to do here is we will be conducting a comprehensive analysis of Blinkit sales performance. We will see customer satisfactions, how inventory and all those distributions are done, and then we will provide these particular insights to our customer. And main thing, we have to do everything this in a Power BI software tool, right? So the first thing which we have to find out here is the KPIs requirement, right? So KPIs are nothing but key performance indicators, right? Key performance indicators. In this, what it actually does is it gives us the overall summary of the business, right? So at a higher level, how your business is performing. So it will be nothing but a numbers. By looking at those numbers, you will just see how your entire sales is there, what are your profits and all those things, right? So at higher level, by looking at those numbers, you will see whether your business is going in correct direction or not, whether you are profitable or not with respect to last year, with respect to last month, last 6 months, last 12 months, likewise, right? Depending upon what requirements we have. So in this case, we have some different requirements. First thing which has been asked from our customer is total sales, right? So we have to find out the total sales of this entire grocery app, and it is nothing but the overall revenue generated from all the items which are being sold, right? Then we will find out the average sales. So average sales is nothing but each row in this particular data which we are having. It is nothing but item sold in each particular row. So average of entire sales data which we have. So we have to find out for average revenue per sale, right? Then what are the number of items? So the number of items is nothing but we will take the count of each and every row, that is how many items are being sold, right? And then we will find out the average rating. So always a rating will be provided by a customer, not always, some of the customer provide, some of the customers do not provide, but we will consider the entire data, and based on that we will find out the average ratings of the items sold, right? So these are the average ratings which we will be considering. Right. So these were actually the KPIs requirement, and next we will be doing the some charts requirement. That is nothing but we will be building some charts. Now, why we build some charts is nothing but like, uh, as I mentioned, KPIs is nothing but it gives you the high level analysis, right? Or we can say at higher level how your business is performing. But if you want to deep dive in the data and see at specific level in the data how that particular part of the business is performing, you will have to prepare some charts, draw some charts, and based on which you can generate some revenue, generate some insights, and then some departmental level decisions can be taken. Okay, so this can be done only by charts, and based on that we have some business requirements of this Blinkit analysis for charts as well, in which the first you have to find out the total sales by fat content. Okay, so fat content is nothing but the products which you are buying, in that how many amount of fat is there, right? So these small metrics are also been stored in this particular data, right? So in this is nothing but the objective is to analyze the fat content on total sales, right? And additional KPI metrics which we are going to find out here is nothing but we are going to find this fat content based on average sales, number of items, and average ratings, right? So based on these three different measures, we are going to find out this particular fat content. And the chart type which customer have suggested us is a donut chart. So he is asking us to create a donut chart from here so that he will be taking an insight from that, right? So now I have mentioned here chart type also. Not always and all the customers will provide you the chart type. It depends from customer to customer if they will provide you the chart type, or they will just provide you the requirements. They will tell you the requirements. It is your choice, or it the full liberty will be given to you what charts you should use, right? So it depends upon your experience and your knowledge, like in for that particular requirement, which is the best suitable chart, right? So it depends upon you which you are using. And to to learn this kind of things, you will have to practice more and more dashboards, and whenever you are creating a chart, ask questions to yourself as you are a customer, like what insights can be taken, which is the best suitable chart, that from that I can take more and more insights, right? So for your customer I have suggested here the donut chart, but not always the case that you will be given the chart type, right? Sometimes it will be not given, then it will be your choice, right? Then second, we have to find out the total sales by item type. So depending upon different item types, what are the different total sales which are done based on item type, and we are doing this on based on bar chart, right? Similarly, we are going to analyze multiple, we can say, uh, metrics for here. Apart from sales, we will be also seeing the average sales, number of items, and based on average ratings also how the item type is performing, right? Third, we will be finding out is fat content by outlet for total sales, right? So the same thing for fat content based on different outlets, how it is performing, and with the same additional metrics, right? So these three charts we will be performing for those particular thing, which gives us an idea of what product we are selling, right? And from fourth, if you can see, we are analyzing the outlet establishment, right? And when I say outlet, it is nothing but there are different outlets in each and every city. If you consider Pune city, in Pune city also, or in Mumbai city also, there will be different outlets available in different particular regions. Like if you are living in one particular pin code, for that pin code there will be a separate outlet. For another pin code there will be separate outlet, because Blinkit, they have an we can say vision that they will be delivering the items within 10 minutes or within 15 minutes. Okay, if the outlet is far away from your location, they cannot deliver that. So they have created multiple outlets, right? So based on those outlets also we will be seeing what are the total sales done, right? And the best chart type which they have asked us is to find out or to create is a line chart, right? Then we will also finding out the sales by outlet size. Okay, by depending upon the size of the outlet, we will be finding out the sales, then location of the outlet, right? So where the location of that outlet is located, based on that also we'll be finding the different sales figures, right? And we'll also find out the all metrics based on outlet type. So what is the type of the outlet, and here we'll be creating a matrix card, and based on those outlet type we'll be finding out all the measures which we have, like total sales, average sales, number of items, and average ratings, right? So all of this we will be creating a matrix based on this outlet type, right? So these are the total business requirements. You can spend some time on this. Okay, once you have the business requirement, you will have to keep in mind, or keep take a pen and paper, write down these requirements, and when you go through your data, you have to look for your requirements and what data actually have, right? Because 70% of work is done over here only. Because let's say you are the first thing you have asked us to find out the total sales by fat content. So when you say fat content, you should there should be and imagination going on in your mind, that if I want to find out total sales by fat content, I will need a fat content column. Okay, I will need a total sales column, and they have also asked us to find out the few different measures also, like average sales, number of items, and average. Do I have all this information stored in my data? If yes, then obviously you can find out this particular requirement. If it is not present, then you will have to find if there is any way to calculate this metrics or not, right? So this depends upon your imagination on how you study the data, right? So this is the thing which you have to go through again and again. It is not possible for me to tell you everything in this particular video, but I'm telling you the hints that what you should do, right? So this is the best practice which you will have to follow for each and every project, right? Not only for this project, you will have to follow it in your all the personal projects which you will be doing, and the industrial or the real time projects also which you will be doing forward whenever you will be joining in industry. Getting or not? So before moving ahead, I request you to please go ahead and subscribe the channel. If you can see, people are watching the video, they are commenting, but they are not subscribing. It is free for you guys. You don't have to pay anything for this, but it will give me an motivation to create such beautiful videos, beautiful projects for you, beautiful technical Power BI concepts, Tableau concepts, Excel and SQL concepts for you regarding data analytics. So it's a request. Please go ahead, subscribe the channel, like this video so it can be reached to multiple people who are trying to learn data analytics. Comment on the video if you have learned something. If there are any suggestions, if you have any doubts, you can go ahead and comment in the comment box, right? So if you can share also, if you find this beautiful, and if you want to share in your groups, college, whatever it is, right? So now we will move ahead and we will see our data, right? So now this is the data which we have. It is stored in an Excel file. You will be able to download the data. I will add it in the description box, okay, of this particular video. You will be able to download the data, and you will be able to follow with whatever steps I am performing in this particular project, right? So if you can see here, let's see what size of data we have over here. So if I click here, you can see at the bottom the count of rows which you can see here are 8500. So good amount of data we have, like 8000 rows are there. And if you see the columns which we have are total 12 columns, right? Total 12 fields we have, column fields, and 8500 rows approximately we have, right? So there are different information stored in this entire data, and we will see one by one. So at the first you can see we have item fat content, and I just told you an example, like how based on the business requirement you have to see this particular information which is there in data or not. So we have a fat content information over here. So this is the fat content of that particular product whichever customer is buying or not. Then we have item identifier and item type, right? So item identifier is nothing but it is required for Blinkit to identify which particular item that particular fellow has been ordered, and based on that identifier, then he will able to see in fronted what is the that particular item, right? So let's say for example, for fruits and vegetable, the item identifier is FDX32, right? So likewise, this kind of information or this kind of identifiers in the form of codes is stored in every apps or every websites whichever are developed, right? So then we have item type. What are the different item types, like whether it is a snack foods which has been ordered, soft drinks, frozen foods, health related, hard drinks, soft drinks, breakfast related, likewise, right? Or household items which are being bought. Then outlet establishment, here we have, so this is nothing but the outlet whichever from where you will be getting the items which you order, whether that outlet is been established from last 5 years or last 6 years, that is the information, right? So that establishment year of that outlet is in which year, right? So from last how many years they are been selling the items, right? So likewise, and similarly for item outlet also they have an outlet identifier here available over here, right? Same thing. Then outlet location. So whether the outlet location is in tier 1 city, in tier 2 city or tier 3 city, likewise, right? So that information is also stored from which city you are been um, uh, ordering that product, and the outlet is been stored in which particular tier 1, tier 2 or tier 3 cities, right? Then what is the size of the outlet, right? Whether it is small, medium or high end outlets, right? So size of the outlets is also mentioned. What is the type of the outlet, right? Whether it is a supermarket, right? So a supermarket is nothing but it is completely given to that particular Blinkit store, right? Nothing but what I'm trying to say here is it is dedicated to Blinkit only, right? Sometimes it is a grocery store. When you say grocery store, a grocery store is nothing but they will sell their items over there, who people walking to their grocery and they buy some items, and they also provide services to Blinkits as well, right? So it is mostly in tier 3 cities you can see over here, right? So wherever there are not much orders from those particular stores, Blinkit asks grocery stores only to provide the service, or whichever items are being ordered online, grocery store will only responsible to sell them. But supermarket is nothing but they own that particular store. They keep the product in that company's in that store. You are not allowed to go walk in like you go in malls and select the items, whatever items you want. It will be only bought from the Blinkit app itself, right? So that is one thing, that is nothing but supermarkets. That item visibility is nothing but which is the most visible item in that particular online. Whenever you search for any item, right? Let's say you want to buy any soap or any health related, any tablets or any bread and butter if you want to buy. So which is the most visible items from that particular thing. Then item weight is also there. Based on weight, also the prices are been decided and delivery charges are been decided. Then sales is also there. What sales is done for that particular order, and what rating has been provided by the customer after he purchased the order, right? After the service which has been provided. And each and every row you can see here, it is nothing but order is which has been placed, right? And based on which item time the order is placed and what sales has been done on that particular order. So this is the data which we have. I have given a quick walkthrough to you, and as I told you, you have a problem statement, you have a business requirement. Just take that business requirement, see if every information is available in this particular data, from which we have to note it down. If you have, if you don't have, then note down that you don't have this information, then you have to calculate that, or you have to generate that based on the data which we already have, right? So in this way you have to actually study and you have to work on these kinds of data, right? So I hope you have understood. If you are if you have come at this particular position, I would request you to please go ahead and like the channel, subscribe the channel, and like this particular video as well, right? So we will now next move ahead and we will start with Power BI and start designing based on this particular data, and we have our business requirement, and we will start designing our project, right? All right, so now I have taken a blank Power BI worksheet over here. You can do the same. Now you can follow along with me whatever I am doing over here. So I've already walked you through the data, and next step in our project is to connect our Power BI with the data which we have. So now the data we have in the Excel sheet, so we will connect to our Excel sheet itself. So you can see we have an option here called import data from Excel. If you don't see it over here, you see an option here called in home tab. You have here an option called get data. You just have to click here, and here you have an option called Excel workbook. So just click over here, and we have to browse our data. I will just browse. You can browse the data whichever you have downloaded. So I have this particular data, that is Blinkit grocery data. Now I'll just click on open, right? So it will take some time to connect. It will load all the data which we have, and this is the data which we have to use, that is Blinkit grocery data. Here we have all the data which is been brought. It is nothing but a sample of the data which you will be seeing in the Power BI instance, right? So I will just click on load. So once you have confirmed that, yeah, this is the data, you just have to click on load. And once you click on load, it will start processing, it will start creating a model, and it will bring all the data from that Excel sheet into our Power BI, right? So now we have connected to our data. Now if you want to see the data which we have, you can just go over here, that is nothing but in table view, and you can see your data. So now what I will do, I will just click on show ribbons over here in the right corner. You can see, I will just click over here and you can see all the options which are available. Now here you can see the data has been brought from that Excel sheet into Power BI. And at the bottom here, you can see Blinkit grocery data, and it shows the number of rows which we have. That is 8523 rows, the same number of rows which we saw in Excel sheet, right? You might have seen one extra row in that Excel sheet. Why? Because here you have, there you have considered a row of your header also, right? Here it does not consider the header row. We just see the data which is available except the header row, right? So here you can just click on this expand button, and here you can see all the information available of the data which we have. And you can see a summation size in front, or summation, a symbol in front of a few of the fields. It is nothing but those are numerical type of data, and we can perform some summation operations on them, like sum, average, percentage, or all those things, right? So it those are automatically identified by Power BI. We don't have to worry on that, but there might be a question for you in the interview, what does that mean, right? Mostly for freshers, right? So now this is the data which we have. Now quickly we will do some quality checks on the data, and we will be performing some data cleaning operations also if those are required. So I've just click on home tab over here, so we have these options available. So to do the quality checks in the data, we will see why to do the quality checks. Now, one thing I've missed you to tell is, whenever you have the raw data, check the quality of the data. Convert this raw data into, in a table format. Just press Control T and click OK. You will be converted into table format. So now this is in Excel sheet, but when you have a database connections where you are dealing with large number of data, in those cases you can just fire the query to the data. You can see what kind of data we have, whether it is correct or not. Few queries, not multiple queries, which are the important fields for you based on the requirements. So you can see here, if I click over here, item fat content, we have few options available like low fat, regular fat, right? But here you can see there is LF is nothing but low fat, but REG is also regular. So while doing a data entry from that particular customer or from Blinkit at itself, there was some discrepancies in the data typing, and that we have to resolve over here, right? So we have to do some data cleaning. In the same way, you have to check for all the datas, right? Go ahead and check whether there is any spell mistake or not, right? I have checked it. I won't make waste much time in that. For me, I have checked all the data, but it was only for this particular column. But I recommend you to check for everything. If I might have missed something, and there is something that we have to change, right? So this is the discrepancy or the cleaning of the data which we have to perform. If you can click here also, you will see the same things over here, right? If you want to do it in Power BI, you can do it over here also. You can see if there are any blanks available, right? So there shouldn't be any blank available in the data also, right? So uh, so in some cases there might be there are some blanks options available, but right, most of the time in the dimensions, right? So you can see these are the dimension fields, right? Which is, I can see, a qualitative field. It should not be blank. For example, date field, it should not be blank, right? Item type, it should not be blank, because whenever we are purchasing any product, there should be always whatever items we are purchasing, we have that information stored. So it should never be blank. So you can just go ahead and check if there is any blank, if there is any, we can say blank or any error is there in this, right? So few fields can be blank, like few numerical fields can be blank. Like here we have item weight. For few of the rows or few of the orders, item weight is not mentioned, but that is okay. That item, we don't know the weight of that items, whatever have been ordered, right? that is okay, but few of them are important that it should have that particular information stored, right? So now what we will do, we have to do the cleaning of this particular data, or we have to check the quality of the data. So for that I will go in home tab, and in home tab you have an option called here transform data. So I'll just click on this particular transform data, and you can see a new window will be opened, which is nothing but a Power Query editor. Okay, so I will just go in view, and I will just turn off this first, right? So you have this particular Power Query editor. So what Power Query editor does is it allows you, and this is an option embedded in Power BI itself. When you click, it will open, and you will be allowed to do some manipulations in the data, changes in the data. You will be allowed to do some data cleaning in the data, right? So this is the best option we have in Power BI, where we can do some data cleanings, right? So now we will quickly do some data cleanings, and you can see here applied steps box is there over here. In this particular box, you will see whatever steps we are performing, those will be recorded over here, right? So when let's say any new user is looking your dashboard and he want to see what cleaning you have done, what cleaning steps you have performed. So he can come to this Power Query editor from Power BI, and he can see what cleaning you have performed over here. So that's the reason all the historical work which you are doing over here, it will be recorded over here, right? So now what we will do, I'll just right click over here, and we have an option called replace values. So we will replace LF with low fat. So I'll just click on replace values, and we have to find which value. Okay. So I want to replace LF, and I want to replace it with what? Low fat. I will just replace it with low fat, right? Here you can see at 11th row we have LF. Whenever I click on OK, I will just hit OK button, and you can see it has been converted to low fat. Here also you can see in applied steps you have an option or a step recorded over here, that is replaced value. You have replaced a value over here, right? The same way what you have to do is now you have to convert this REG to regular, right? Now what I will do, I will just right click over here. Again, I will click on replace values, and I will convert this REG, and we will convert it into regular. Okay, simply you have to type it, and I'll just click on OK. You can see again the value has been recorded over here, and when you click over here, you can see now you have low fat and regular. So still we have low fat, and we have low fat also, but it is in small, you can say not a proper case, we can say. We will convert this also now, right? So now just right click again, and I will just click on replace values. I will convert low fat this value into this particular, that is low fat. Simple, and I will just click on OK. So you can see 3 steps has been applied over here, and you can just see now the data which we have, right? So we can see the low fat is still there. Let's check why we are seeing that. 1 second. Let's see over here. Okay, we don't have it over here, but why it has been done? Let's see. Okay, I will just delete this step. The filtered rows. The first step we have to see. LF has been converted to low fat. This has been converted. Low fat has been converted to low fat. Okay. So what I will do, I will just go back to our Power BI, and let's see if this steps has been applied. So when you go in Power BI, you just have to click on close and apply. Okay. And when I click over here, now it has been converted, right? So you can see low fat and regular, right? So I'll just click on OK, right? So what happens? I will go back to Power Query editor over here again. And when I click over here, now you can see low fat and regular. So sometimes there are some discrepancies in Power BI. Power Query editor, it does not show you the updated data. So just go back to Power BI and come back over here. You will see the updated data, right? So now you can see we have converted everything like low fat to regular now, because Excel didn't had that issue, but it was showing it in Power Query editor. Still we can see we have converted that, right? So we have converted low fat to low fat. So in future also, if anything comes as an low fat which is typed data, it will be automatically converted. So for new data which will be added in this particular already present data which we have, right? So don't worry, sometimes happens, but it can be rectified by by checking the data again in Power BI, checking the data again in the source from where the Excel sheet, or the from the data from the Excel sheet which is coming it from, right? So this is what we have done. Now what we have to do, we have to check the quality of the data. So I will go in view, and in this particular we have the option called column quality. So just click on this and go to home tab again, and you can see we have this as valid 100%, error is 0%, and empty is 0%. So this is what we need for this qualitative or dimension fields, right? So if it is valid 100%, we don't have to worry anything about, right? So if you see error 1% also, or empty 1% also, or 0.1% also, then you have to find out that error, what's happening over there, and you have to rectify that error, right? Until and unless it is 100%, you don't have to worry anything, right? So in this way we are seeing, so you can see in item weight, we saw that for item weight there were some blank values, right? But we don't have to worry about it because we are not going to work on that. You can see there are some null values over there. So you can see valid is 84%, but empty values whichever we have, those are 16%, right? So that is something we have to worry when we have to work on that field, if there is a use of this field in our dashboard, but there isn't, so we don't have to worry about it. But it happens sometimes that you have to deal with null values also. So if you want to learn more about this particular data cleaning in Power Query, I have already created a video on this. More than, I guess, 70 minutes video is there, where I have explained every steps what you have to do while doing the data cleaning, and I have performed real-time example also on how we can clean the data by different options available. You can find it in my channel in playlists of Power BI tech videos or Power BI tutorials. It's mentioned as data cleaning in Power BI or in Power Query, right? So that will be helpful for you. Then I have come to home tab again, and I have to go back to my Power BI now. So whatever changes I have made here, those will be reflected in Power BI. So you have an option in home tab here called close and apply. So I'll just click on this close and apply. You will come back to Power BI and you will be seeing the clean data over here. So when you see here, you can see the data has been cleaned, all those discrepancies has been removed, right? So now we have checked all the data, all everything is good, looking good, and everything is fine. Now we will go back to our report view, and now we will start building our Power BI dashboard, right? So now before going ahead, you can see this is the canvas, or this is the open space where we are going to perform the calculations. We are going to build some charts over here. So what we will do, we will do some setup of this particular canvas over here. So for that, I will just go in format your report page. I will go in canvas settings, and here you have an option that is 16:9 is there. That is nothing but the height and width of this particular chart or the space we have. We have to change that. I will be using a custom size. So I'll just click here and I will click on custom, and the height which I will be using, it will be 800 pixels, and the width which I will be using is will be 1400 pixels, right? So this will be chart and height, that is height and width of the canvas which I will be using. Alignment I will be using at middle. Okay, so from top and from bottom it will be located at middle position. Then I will go in canvas background as well. So canvas background, I will keep it as white color itself, but I will be using a transparency of 40%, right? So I'll be using a transparency of 40% for this, right? Just let me check if we are using the correct. Yes, I guess we are using it correct, right? So these are the canvas settings for us. Canvas background, we will be using as color this white color itself. Okay, you can see the same color we are using, that is nothing but FFFF, that is for white color, and 40% transparency we are using over here, right? So now this is for our canvas, right? And now we will actually start building our dashboard. So, but you can see the shape of this particular. We can see a left panel. We are going to design first our left panel. So we will add few shapes over here. We will give name to our dashboards and all those things first, right? So you can go in insert now. Then you have an option here called shapes, and in shapes you have an option here called rounded tab, both top. Okay, so I'll just click on this and I will be using this now. So go in shape. Okay, so you can see rounded top corners, it is at 25%. What I will do, you can reduce this top corners at whatever size you want. I'll just close this tab first. I will rotate it first. Okay, the shape I want it in 90-degree rotation. I will just use your 90-degree rotation first, right? So you can see it has been tilted in this way now. And then I will go in general and I will give the height and width for the shape. So the height which I will be using will be 750. Okay, the 750 height will be using for this, and the width for this will be using 205. Okay, so this will be height and width. I will just place it at the center over here, nice and clean. Okay, so here you can see in this way. Okay, um, then go to shape again and go to shape here, and instead of 25 I will be using it as 20%, right? This is the shape, this is the rotation. Then I will go in style. We will give the color to this. Now we are going to use green and yellow colors for this particular thing, because if you search on online also, you might have used Blinkit store or Blinkit grocery store. Just go ahead and search it on Google. They mostly use yellow and green color formattings. So same way we'll be building our dashboard. So we'll use the same color palettes. Okay. So I will just turn off the border. I don't want the border for this. I will just go in colors, go in more colors, and I will be using a code for this. For yellow color, I will be using whatever I have used first. I will be using FFD200. Okay. So this is the color which we are going to use, right? So this is FFD 200. The next thing what I will do here is I will just go in shadow and I will turn on the shadow. Okay, so we'll be using the shadow for this, right? So this is the placeholder which we have created. That is the left placeholder you can see over here. All right. So now next thing what we will do quickly is we will give the name to our dashboard. So I will just go in insert over here and we have a text box option over here, right? So I'll just reduce it in vertical way and I will bring it over here. Oops. Okay. And I will type it as Blinkit. Okay. Then select this entire thing and we will be using the font size as 36 and font style at Sage UI bold. Okay. So this is the thing which we are going to use, and just select this and bring it over here, right at the center. Just increase likewise center. Okay. Now what we will do, let me see if it's correct. Yeah. So just select this particular shape, then go in effects and turn off the background for this. So as soon as you turn off, the background will be gone from here. Then just select IT. Okay, so this IT last you can see, just select this, go in colors over here, go in more colors, and I will just give a green color for this. Okay, so this particular color, right? You can choose any one. I'll just choose some darker color. This is fine. Okay. So this is the name of our dashboard. We have to add below also, that is India's last minute app. So I'll just reduce this likewise. I'll just select this itself, Control C, Control V, and here itself we will type it. And I will just increase this first. And I will name it as India's last minute app. Okay. And select this entire thing, and we will give size as 10 itself, but we will be using Sage UI and then we will bold it. Okay. And just reduce it likewise and we'll bring it over here just below this. Perfect. Okay, the same thing which we have used here, that is India's last mini graph, right? So now this was our placeholders and whatever we have to build first for preparing our dashboard. Now next thing what we have to do is, as per our problem statement, if I show you, so this is the problem statement which we have. That is nothing but KPIs requirement first we have to build. That is nothing but first we have to find out total sales, average sales, number of items, and average rating. So what we will do first, we will calculate all of this and then we will try to bring them into the visualization, right? So if you can just drop down over here, expand this, you can see all this information is available, and from this only we have to find out our KPIs. So for that we have to write few DAX calculations. So first we have to find out total sales. That is nothing but total revenue of entire data we have. Total sales, how we will calculate it is nothing but we have to take sum of sales which we have. That is sum of all the sales we have. Right. So for that, I will just right click over here and we will create a new measure over here. Right. And I will name it as total sales. Right. and it is nothing but what, sum of sales, right? So the sum of sales which we have, right? So we'll be using the same sum of sales. You'll be writing the same tax calculation which I have written over here, and I'll just click OK. Right, so these are the total sales. Next, we have to find average sales. Very simple. Again, we will write a new measure. So average sales also with the same thing we will be using. I will name it as average sales and just use average function over here. So average of what? Average of sales we have to find and just hit enter. Simple. Next, what we have to find out is number of items. So I'll just right click over here. I will click a new measure and I will name the measure as number of items. Right, so number of items is nothing but we have to count each and every row which is there in the data set. As I told you, it is nothing but the number of items. For that we have an DAX function called count rows. Okay, so count rows will count each and every row which is available in our data. You can see the number of rows in a table, right? So now we have to mention a second, the argument over here is a name of the table, right? So we will name the table as the Blinkit grocery data. So this is the name of the table and just hit enter. You will get the count of the rows, right? The next we have to find out average rating. So we know the rating is already available. From here just we have to take average. So again, I'll just right click over here. I will create a new measure and I will name it as average rating. Okay. And I will use it as average of rate. Sorry, average of rating. Okay. So this is average of rating and just hit enter. So we have calculated all the KPIs which we want to calculate from this particular thing, right? Now, next thing what we will do, as per our dashboard already created over here, we will go ahead and find out this particular or create this particular card over here, right? So now this card is nothing but it is a new card which we'll be using. That is nothing but a new card. You can see an option here called card new. I will just select that. Okay. First, I will just increase it likewise. Okay, and like this. Okay, what I will do first, I will give it the shape and size for this card. I will first what we'll do, we'll just drag whatever we have to bring over here. So first we want total sales. So we have a total sales over here. Next, what we want is second is average of sales. Then we want number of items, right? And the average ratings, right? So this is the all information which we need. You can see um, uh, we are only seeing over here three now. For that, what we will do, we will do just quick formattings on this. If you scroll down, you can see the average rating is at the second row. So what I will do, just go to format your visual, go in layout, and here you can say instead of a single row, we will keep it as grid. Okay, and the maximum rows which we will be using is at 2. Okay, because we want in 2 rows, and the maximum columns will be also 2, and just hit end. Okay, and the space between cards will be using it as 0. Okay, so keep the space between card as 0. Now you can see it has been formatted. Now we will do some more formattings on this. We will go in general. Okay, so first we will go in general and I will just specify the height and width for this particular card. Okay, so just go in properties over here. The height which I will be using will be 270. Okay, and the width for this card I will use it as 570. All right, so this is the layout and the values which we'll be using. Then now I'll just bring it over here. Okay, and now what I will do, I will do some more formattings on this. Just select this particular card, go into our format visual, then go in call out values. We will just give the font sizes and names for this the font style to this, right? So instead of this din font, I will be using it as Sagio semi bold. Okay, Sagio UI bold, not semi bold. And the font size I will be using it as 21, right? And the alignment we will be using it as left itself. And then for label, we'll be using it as semi bold, Sagio UI semi bold. But the value we want it at below. Okay, we want the values at below, right? So here also you can see we have the values at bottom, and the color we'll be using will be this, right? Or we'll use this one. Perfect, right? So now you can see these particular things are in capital letters. We have to convert this also in capital letters. For that, I will just go to add data to your visual, and here you have all the information which we have brought over here. Just double click over here. So just double click on total sales, and here we can modify it. So I will just write everything in total. Like in capital, I will write everything total sales and just hit enter. As soon as you do, You can see you have the total sales at the same way we have over here, right? So this is total sales. I will just use this also. I will make it as average sales in capital words only, right? So this will be number of items and this will be average ratings. Right, and enter. Okay. So this is how we wanted this particular thing. All right. So now next what we will do, I will just go over again, select, go over here, go to call out values. Okay. And we have label also over here. And what more we have to do here is in layout. The center is fine. Okay, we want it at center itself, right? Okay, this has been done now. Okay, then we will go in uh, cards. Okay, so now let's go in cards first. Images we will add later. Just let's go in cards. Background is needed for us. Okay, so nothing to do over here. Border is also required. We have to use shadow also. I will be using shadow as well. Okay, and one more thing which we have to do here is for border. One second. uh, we have to convert this into a rectangular shape. So for that, I'm just finding an option how to do that. I think so here, yeah, we have a shape over here. So when you go in cards, okay, when you go in cards, you have a shape of this card. I will just select this and I will select it as rounded rectangle. Okay, so let me see what are we using actually over here, the rounded rectangle shape. So we are using 10 pixel. Okay, so it will be 10 pixel. So it will be 10 pixel for us. We have turn on the shadow as well on this. Okay, so I have just turn off. I will just turn on this shadow also, right? The next thing what we will be doing over here is the padding will be using it as wide. Okay, wide padding we will use here, and some more formattings also we have to do. Just let me check. So we'll now go one by one over here. So shape we have converted. Uh, we have corners at 10 pixel, padding is wide, alignment we want it is middle only. Background, yes, we want background, but white color itself, but we want it as 40%. Okay, so we'll be using as 40% as background images over here. Then border we want, okay, or we'll just turn off this. Okay, we want the border. Let's see if we have border. No, I think so. We don't have. So I'll just turn off the border. We don't want border over here. Shadow is there. Glow we don't want. Accent bar we want. I'll just click on this and we want it at 5 megapixels, 5 pixels, right? Color we'll be using as the same green color which we used over here for this, right? But we can use some darker color also. So I'll just use a darker color. Perfect. Okay. Any color you can use, it depends upon you, right? So now you can see I have added over here some shapes and a different color for this also. So the background color you can see here. So I've already created that background color for me. Okay, so here you can see the background KPI image color. This color I have already created in I can say this is I have created in PowerPoint. Okay, you can do any color combinations which you want, because we are dealing with the sales value is important for us, and we are dealing with the dashboard which have the color combinations of this particular type. So that's the reason. So I'll just take it to the left over here, and at the bottom or at the height at this same level we will have it set, and the space between this is also adequate, so that not too much space and not too much of gap as well. Select this now again, go to here and go to images. Okay, and you can select a particular image over here. Just first select for total sales, turn on the image. Okay, and we'll browse the image from here. I will be using this image. Okay, you can see the image has been brought over here, and the size or we have to just select the fit for this image. One second. Mm, 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 mm. Okay, we don't have to add image, we have to add background, so it's my bad. Okay, so just close this. We don't want, I'll just keep it at all first. Okay, not in image, we have to go in cards and we have to go in background. Okay, so first I will select here, go in cards and first select your total sales. Okay, then you have a background over here and then select the image, right? So just select this image. Now here you can see, right? So image fit also you have an option, just select the fit as fit. Okay, image fit we will be using as fit image fit, right? And the transparency will be using it as 40%, right? So 40% of transparent, the same we have over here, right? So in this way we have given the different color to the sales particular card as well, and all others we will be now using next, right? So all also we have different images also, so we will bring those images in this particular card as well, like you can see it over here, right? So for sales we have this for number of items, for average ratings and all this. So it makes our image or makes our dashboard more intuitive, more reflective and more talking, right? So it looks nice, so we will add those images as well. So now we will add the images over here. Just select this particular card, go over here and go in images now. And here we have to add the images to each and every particular card over here. So first I will just select the total cells. Okay. And just scroll down, and here you have an option called image. Just click on browse, and I will just browse the images. So the images also I will have them added in the description box. You can download it from there. So I'll just this use this for the cells. Okay. And you can just select the size of this as 25 pixel. Okay. And I will add it at the vertical alignment at top, the same way which we have added over here, right? At the top. Perfect, right? So this is for cells. A similar way we will do for others also. I will just select the average cells now, and just add the image for this. Just select the image. This is for average cells, and we will be using the pixel size as 25. Okay, and the alignment at top. Similar way for number of items as well. Just select for items, turn on the image, browse, and for this is for the items. Okay, and the pixel size is 25 at the top. Okay, similar for average ratings. Select ratings over here, turn on the image, browse the image which we want. This is for ratings, and the pixel size will be 25. That perfect. Okay. So this is for us now. Now next thing what we will do, we will just round off these values. We have to give the dollar symbols also for this. Similarly for this also we don't have to round, or we have to see exact value, and this also we will round it off. Okay, one decimal point. So just go in call out values. Okay, and here we will have some options. Let's see if we have those. First we'll just select for total sales. Okay, and the display units we will keep it as millions itself. uh, value the values, all other things will be same for total sales. And go in average sales. Okay, we'll keep the decimal point at 0. We don't want any decimal points over here. Display units also we don't want anything. Then go to number of items, and for number of item display units we want none. Okay, it should be, we will be able to see the all values over here. Similarly for average ratings also we just want one decimal point. Okay, so we can see one decimal point. Now we want to give some dollar symbols over here, so we have to give it from here, right? So just select the total sales over here and go to the measure tools, and here you have few options. Just click on this display color and currency symbol. Just click on this. As soon as you do, you will have this, but again you have to just select one as a decimal point, or two, we will select two decimal points. Okay, so two decimal points. Similarly for the average sales as well, we'll just select this, and the decimal points is already we don't want any decimal points for this, right? So in this way we have gone through the requirements, and you can see the insights being taken from here. The total sales which are done in the data we have, it is 1.2 million. The average sales for each order is 141 dollars, we can say. The total number of items which we have in the data sets are 8,523, and the average ratings, if we consider all the products and the average ratings which has been given for entire data sets, it's 3.9. Okay, which is not good, I can say. It should be more than 4. So quality and the delivery, or the time of the delivery, quality of the products, the services of the this all this can be increased in this, right? So this is for this particular KPIs requirement. All right, so now we will move ahead to our next requirement, and as per next requirement, we have to build some charts now. And the first chart we have to find out is total sales by fat content. And in this, we have to just not visualize the metrics for total sales. We have to additionally visualize these three more metrics, that is sales, number of items, and average ratings, right? And for that, we have to create some calculations, some parameters, and field calculations. So we will see how to do that. First, what I will do, I will create a placeholder for this. First, I will just go in insert, then go in shapes, and here we have an option called rounded rectangle. Okay, and I will just go in general. First I will select the height and width for this. So the height for this I will take it as 500, and the width for this I will take it as 554, let's say. Okay, and I will just try to bring it over here. Okay, so just bring it over here, then just go to shape, go to here shape, and in rounded rectangles we will use it as 3. Okay, so this will be our rounded rectangles. Then go in style. The color which we will be using here, it will be white itself, but just the transparency we will be using at 10%, the white, and the transparency will be using it as 10%. Borders, we want to give borders. Okay, so for border we will be using this particular border for this. Okay, and we will turn on the shadow as well, right? So like it's perfect, and we'll just navigate it correctly so that it looks perfect, right? So you can see it has been placed correctly now, and this will be the placeholder where we will be designing this, the remaining charts which we have, right? It is nothing but these particulars, these ones, right? So we will be analyzing and building it over here. All right, so now what we have to do here is first we have to create a donut chart as per our requirements. So I will just create a donut chart. All right, and here you can see we have to find out total sales by fat content. Okay, so when I take sales and when I take fat content, we have add and fat content, we can see here, but additionally we have to analyze 3 more metrics. So when we have to do that, we have to create a field parameter for that, right? So for that, what I will do, I will just go in modeling, and here you have an option called new parameter. So I will just click on new, and we want it as fields. Okay, based on fields we have to create that parameter, and I will just select click on that as metrics. Okay, I will just name it as name of the parameter as metrics. From here we will choose whatever we want. I will just choose average sales we want. We want no, first we want total sales. So I will just select total sales. Then we want average sales. Then we want the number of items and with respect to average ratings as well. And I'll just click on create. And as soon as you do, you can see a new table has been formed over here. And when you click on this, you will see the DAX has been automatically written for that particular, and just you can see it over here, right? So for now, I will just close this, and now you can see this matrix has been created, and you can see these values over here. So for now, I've just selected total sales. What I will do, uh, I will just select this donut chart. I will remove this from here, and I will add the metrics over here, right? So as soon as you do, you can see the right now it is total sales has been selected. So you will see all the values for total sales. As soon as I click on average sales, you can see the average sales value will be visible. You can see the number of items. You can see average ratings as well. Getting or not? So likewise. So I will keep it on average sales, and I will just format this first. Okay, the slicers I will format first. I will just go to the formattings option over here, go to general first, go in properties, or first I will just go to slicer settings. Instead of this I will be using it as a tiled selection, and the select I will just keep it as single select. Okay, you can only select once, right? And I will just reduce it likewise. Go to general now, and I will just select the width for this, or height for this will be 40, and width I will be selecting it as 465. Okay, so this will be our slicer. I will place it over here. Okay, perfect. Let's see if it is correct or not. Yeah. Okay, try to place it at center over here. Now select it, go here, go to general, and or first go here, go to values. First we will select the values over here. Not underline, we'll just select it as Sagio UI semi bold, and the font size we'll use at 9, and font color I'll use it as black. Okay, then go to background. Also I will give the background color also as yellow. Okay, the same color which we used over here, right? So this will be the sales for us. That is nothing but from here you can just select whichever we want. Okay, and you can see the values are changing over here. Now just select this. We will do formattings on this also quickly. Just go here. Legends, we want legends, we will choose it as top left. Okay, and we don't want title. For text, I will just select the legend for the text as 8, and I will just make it as this black. Okay, similar way Slices also, I will just choose the color for low fat as I will be using my color code as hashtag CDA, CDA, and it will be 900. Okay, so this will be the color code for low fat. For regular, I will choose the color as hashtag, it will be 568568949. Okay, so this will be my color. Right now, select this. We will just choose height and width for this. First, I will choose spacing. I will be using it as 75%. Then go to general, go to properties. From here, I will choose the height for this as 230 and width I will be choosing it as 220. Okay. Okay, so we will do some more formattings on the numbers which we have. So I will just uh, go over here in visual, go to details tab, go to values. Okay, so we don't want to show the percentage, we just want to show the data value. Okay, so we'll just keep the value. We don't want to see any percentages over here. Okay, and we'll just keep it to black and we'll choose it as Sajay map semicolon. Okay, so this is for this. Now whenever you change, you will see it for average sales, you will see it for number of items and average ratings as well, right? So the same thing what we will do, we'll go in generals now and we will change the title for this. Okay, so I'll just select this first and go to title and I will name it as, instead of this I will name it as fat content. Okay, and it will be Sagio semi bold. Okay, and it will be 10. Okay, size will be 10. Perfect. Now we'll just bring it over here like this. Perfect. Just let's see if it is correct. Yes, it is, right? So this is the fat content for us. Now when I change it to average sales, okay, you can see there are some loss of the numericals, or you can see it has been seen at very 10 to 12 decimal points. We just want it to 0 decimal points, I can say. So for that, what I will do, I will just go to average sales, select over here, and here we can see just decimal points. We will keep it as 0. Okay, as soon as you do, you can see it has been done. Similarly for ratings also, we'll keep it as 0 itself. That is fine. Okay, so that's done. Average rating, here we will keep it as 0. Okay, so average rating is 0 now. You can see that now number of items, average sales and total sales, right? So this has been visualized, and at center also we have to add one more thing, that is nothing but the total sales we have to add. So for that, I will just take a new card visual from here itself. Okay, and I will just take the total sales and add it over here, right? So and I will just do a quick formattings on this. The call out value which I will choose will be 10. Okay, I will just choose it as 10 and it will be Sager UI semi bold black. Okay, and I will reduce this now. I will first go to general effects. I will turn off the background for this. Come back over here, reduce it like this. Okay, horizontal alignment. Label we want, label I want it as bottom. Okay, so I'll just choose the label. Here it is, should be below value and it will be, I will choose it as 8 as Sagio UI, or you will get bold itself. Okay, and the space between label I will choose it as 0. Okay, that should be 0. Okay, now I will go in cards and I will turn off the background over here, turn off the border as well, and I'll just reduce this likewise, and now I will bring it at the center of this, right? So that is nothing but the total sales. All right, or instead of this, what we want, if we want the metric over here, just choose the metrics. Okay, so whenever I choose average sales, I will see average sales, number of items and average ratings as well, right? So now uh, this is for fat content, and now we will find it for the fat by outlet also, right? All right, so now we will move ahead to our next requirement. Okay, so now next requirement, we have to find out the total sales by item type, but first I will find out the total fat content by outlet for sales. Okay, so I will visualize this and then I will find out this. Okay, so for that we have to create a clustered bar chart. So I will just select the clustered bar chart and I will take matrix, I will add it on x-axis. Okay, and I will take outlet location, I will add it onto y-axis. Okay, and I will take the content and I will add it into legend. So you want to break this each chart with respect to the legend. All right, So now what we will do, we'll do quick formattings on this. First, I will go here. I will change the title first. Okay. So title for it should be what? Fat by outlet. Okay. Fat by outlet. Similar way, we have to change all the things over here. It should be 10. Okay. Fat by outlet. Similar way, what we will do, I will change the properties for this. So for me, the fat by outlet for this, the width will be 220. Sorry, the height will be 230 and the width will be 220. Okay, and I'll just try to bring it over here, and I'll just bring it down or more like this. All right, in this similar way. And now what I will do, I will just visualize over here legends I want, but I don't want a title for the legends. Top left is fine for me. Text, I will choose it as 8 semi bold in black colors. Okay, similar way, I will just go to y-axis and I will turn off the title as well. Go in x-axis, turn off the titles as well as the values. Okay, and on y-axis we have this tier 1 and tier 2. I will name those. Okay, I will name those as semi bold. Okay, 9 is fine for us. Okay, we'll keep it as 9 only. All right. Now we have to choose the bars as well. Okay, so I will give the for low fat, I will be using the same colors which we used over here. So for low fat, I think so we are using this color, and for regular, I will be using it as this color, not this. I think it is green. Okay. All right. So we have given colors. We'll turn on the labels as well. Labels we will at the outside end we will give it the image outside end. Values it will be 8 and I will give it a semi bold and I will give it in black color, right? The same way, or we'll give it as 9. Perfect. Okay, then select this, go to general, and in effects I will turn off the background, right? So I'm a bit fast, but these are the formattings only. You can do it those, right? So I'll just select this, and for legends I think so I will just go text and I will increase it to 9. Okay, so because we have keep the same sync over here. All right, and I think so color has been changed. Okay, not right. So perfect. So now this is for fat content and all these things, and I will just take it at the bottom right, at bring it at the bottom, and here you can see I have added a vertical horizontal line which is a separator in between these two. So I will add that horizontal line. So I will just go in insert, go in shapes, and I will add a line over here, right? And I will just do some quickly formattings on these lines. Okay, just go in shape, line should be flat, rotation is fine, style, fill I will just turn off the fill, I will turn on the border and I will give the color as this. Okay, that's fine. Now I'll just reduce and I'll bring that line over here. Okay, so this is the separator for us. Similarly, I will just copy this line again, and what I will do, I will go in shape, I will go in rotation and I will turn this to 90 degrees. Okay, so it will be in vertical now, right? In this way, right? So that we will add this chart over here. Perfect. So this will be the separators for us. Nothing more we are doing, just a separator for us, right? So now what we will do, we will have to find out now. Next is as per our requirements is item type. So for that, we will take a stack bar chart. Okay, and we will take the matrix again. Okay, so we'll add this to first we have to find it by item type. So we have to take item type. I will add it like this, right? I'll add this to x-axis, right? Just increase it likewise, and we will do now some quickly formattings on this. I will just bring it over here so that we have the correct position for this. All right, and now we will do some formattings on this quickly. So I'll just go over here. First, I will go in title and I will name the title as item type. Okay, it should be 10, should be Sejo semi bold. Okay, title is ITEM. Okay, next thing we will turn off the background for this. Go in effects, turn off the background, then go in visual, go in x-axis. Here we will turn off the title. Okay, then go in y-axis, turn off the tile values as well as the title. All right, then the bar colors, we'll just choose the bar colors as this, the way we give to this particular bars in yellow or orange color, I can say. You can use your own colors. Go in data labels, turn on the data labels. I will choose it as outside end, not inside, outside the end. And the values, I will choose it from here. I will choose it as black color, and I will choose it as semi bold. Perfect. Okay, and I can increase it likewise. All right. Also, one more thing we can do is I will just go in y-axis, and this I can choose at semi-bold. All right, so this is what we have visualized for this particular cluster. And you can see it for average sales, you can see it by number of items, you can see it by average ratings. Okay, so multiple visualizations can be taken over here. And if you see from here, you can see the items with a large fat content have been ordered, like almost 65% of fat content orders are there, and almost 35% of regular orders are there. And by outlet also, you can see tier 3 has the largest sales, then second is tier 2 and tier 1, right? Based on the low fat content, you can again see the low fat content has been the maximum orders which are been again placed as per the outlet as well, right? So these are the few visualizations you can take or insights you can take. And from item type also, if you can see here, the best selling item is nothing but fruits and vegetables, then second snacks, then household items. And likewise, you can visualize others also, which are the best selling, which has the highest average sales also. You can see average, the number household have the best average sales over here. You can see which is the maximum number of items that are bought. Those are fruits and vegetables, and next is snack foods, right? And likewise, you can visualize different items over here, and based on that you can take the different insights from here, right? So now next thing what we have to find out is, based on our problem statement, we have to go and find out the other requirements based on outlets. Okay, so for that, what I will do, I will just select this outside shape, control C, control V, and I will add it over here itself, right? Because the same shape we are going to use. So I'll just increase the size likewise, and I will add it over here, right? So in this particular shape itself, you can see over here we are going to visualize other things also, right? So I'll just take it a bit down. All right, so now we have to go ahead and visualize the remaining part of this particular dashboard as well. So if you have come at this particular point of the video, you are doing great. I'm sure you are enjoying and learning from this tutorial. If you are, please go ahead and like this video, subscribe my channel. So this will give me the motivation to create more and more such videos. Okay, guys. So now let's move ahead with our next problem statement, which we have is to find out the total sales by outlet establishment. And this will be a line chart. Okay, so we are just have to visualize one, that is nothing but sales we have to visualize over here based on the outlet, right? So for that, I will take a line chart over here. So this will be the line chart for me, and I will take the outlet establishment, and I want to visualize the total sales on that. Okay, so outlet establishment, I will add it on to y-axis. You can see here. So this is the chart which we are going to visualize. We'll do some formattings on this. Just go here, go to general, then go to properties. The height for this, I will be choosing it as 235, and the width for this will be 580. Okay. Okay, so it says that the value must be less than or equal to 473. Why is that? We are taking it as okay, fine, understood. So it should not extend this particular outside of this particular window. Okay, so that's the reason. What not an issue. We'll just try to adjust it over here. likewise. Okay, perfect. Now just go here and we'll just change the title as well, and I will name it as outlet establishment. Okay, same, it will be Sagio semi bold and the font size will be 10 for us. Okay, now we have to do some formattings on this chart. Just go format visual. On x-axis, I will just turn off the title. I will uh, yeah, turn off the title over here, and I will keep the values. Just go to values. I will keep it as 8, and I will just gray it out. Okay, like this. Similarly, for y-axis as well, we'll do the same thing. Turn off the title. For values, we will gray it out. Okay, and at this part, that is 8 megapixel. Okay, not megapixel, the value of that particular thing. Right, the grid lines, we will turn off the grid lines. We don't want the grid lines. Okay, vertical as well as the horizontal. All right, these are the grid lines. Go to lines then. Okay, so the lines what we'll use is the color, the interpolation. We'll choose it as smooth. We'll have a smooth line for this, and the color of this line will I choose it as black. Okay, similar way shaded area. Yes, I want to give the shaded area, but the color, I will just not match the line color. I will give a different color, that is yellow color, which I will be using that, and I will be using transparency as 50%. Okay, I will also turn off the on the mic this particular uh, markers as well. I will choose it as 4. Okay, the size of this I will choose it as 4. Color I will keep it as black only. I will also show the data labels on this. Okay, and the value for the data labels I will choose it as 8, and I will choose it as semi bold. Okay, similar way background, yes, I want to give background to these values. Automatic background, I don't want to do anything on here. Yeah, the same way I will choose it here. Just for these values I will choose it as color as black, so it will be visible for us. And what else we have to do here? I think so this is fine. Outlet establishment. All right, perfect. All right, so this is outlet establishment, and what insight you can take from here, guys. You can see the stores which has been started from 2011, those have done not much sales, but the stores which have been started from 2012 to 2017, they are doing almost same sales right till date. But the store which started in 2018, it is doing good amount of sale over here. Similarly, for 2020 and 22, they are also doing average sales as compared to other stores, right? So in the stores which are been started or established in 2018, they are the high performing, right? So in this way, you can take an insight from this, right? So this is something which we have as visualized for store establishment, right? Now next I will add a divider again over here. So I'll just copy this itself, Control C, Control V, and this will be the divider which we are using over here. The same, okay, and I will just add it over here, right? So it is nothing but it will help us understand the you know this chart is different than other chart, right? So it depends upon you. If you want to add, you can add. If you don't want, still it will help you to read those particular items or the charts and take the insight from that. All right, so this was for outlet establishment. All right, so now let's move ahead with our next requirement, which we have to find out the sales by outlet size. Okay, so again it's a donut chart. What I will do, I will just take this only, Control C, Control V, so we don't have to do much formattings over here. So the same thing, just instead of the item, I just instead of this I will use total sales, and instead of the this particular legends, we have to look at it by outlet location, or you can say outlet size. Okay, so we just have to visualize it by outlet size. All other things are the same, and we'll just go to and change the properties of this, right? So for me the height of this will be 225. Okay, and the width I will be using is 275. Okay, so this will be the width for me, and I will just try to add it over here likewise. Okay, and we will just change the title also. For this title will be what? It will be outlet size. Okay, all other things are same, guys. We don't have to do anything, just change the colors of this. Okay, so what I will do, I will just go ahead and change the slices. So for medium I will be using a different color. So for that I have a code for the medium as 73B761. Okay, so this will be the color for this. For small I will be using a color code as hashtag 568949. Okay, and for high I will be using the color code as hashtag FFD200. Okay, that is yellow color. All right, so this is based on outlet size, and obviously you can visualize over here that the medium outlet size have done the highest sales this by second is the small, and the high outlet size, or the highest, like the size of the outlet is high, it is doing the least sales, right? So obviously it has been established newly, so that's the reason it's because sales might be lower, but in future whenever there will be more orders, it will be increasing in the, the sales of that particular site, right? Now what I will do, I will just add this particular placeholder in this between two, so that we have that, and I will just reduce the size. Okay. Now next, what we have to visualize is, as per our problem statement, is to sales by outlet location. So for that we are going to make use of a funnel chart. I will just choose a funnel over here, and we want it to be by sales and outlet location. Okay, so I will just do formattings on this also. I will just go in general, and I will choose the title for this, and I will name it as outlet location. Okay, so this is the outlet location for us. This is the title. We will just change it to Sejo semi bold and at 10 size. Okay, perfect. Then we will change the properties also for this. The height, this height I will be using the same. That is nothing but I will use it as 230, I can say. For this, actually, I will change the heights for this again. Or I think so that is fine. Okay, so I'll just choose this at same heights which we had. Okay, I will just try to match the height with this. Okay, instead of giving it manually. Likewise. Okay, so just select this, go here and go in effects, turn off the background. Similarly here also turn off the background. Okay, and here also we have to turn off the background, I guess. Turn off these also, we have remained to turn off it. So just turn the off the backgrounds. Okay, perfect. All right, now we'll do some quick formattings on this as well. Just go here in data labels. Let's see what data labels we are giving over here. Okay, so it's values. We'll choose it as semi bold and 9, and we'll choose it as black. Okay, similar way, the conversion rates also we'll just gray it out. Okay, perfect. And now just select this, we'll just give different colors to each of them. So uh, show all. So for tier 1 I will give different color. So for tier 3 first I will give. So for tier 3 I will be using the color code as CDA 900. Okay, similarly for tier 2 I will be using the color code as F0 D3 6B. Okay, and for tier 1 I will be using as hashtag ABT4A0. Okay, so these are the color codes which we'll be using. Perfect. Now I'll add this line again at the bottom, control C control V, so which will be divider for this. All right, so the last part piece is remaining, that is all metrics by outlet type, and then we have to add some slicers, some filters over here on which we will be formatting or operating these dashboards to view different metrics over here, right? So this was for outlet size and outlet location. Okay, I will just drag this at the bottom so it is at center. All right. Okay, so now last what we have in our problem statement, let me show you. That is nothing but all metrics we have to visualize by item type or outlet type, I can say, and we have to create a matrix chart for that. So what I will do, I will just take a matrix chart from here. I will just bring it over here and just try to increase the size. Okay, and now we will visualize, we have to visualize the outlet type. Okay, and then few metrics we have to, that is, first is we want total sales. Okay, first we want to just select this total sales in values. Okay, then we want number of items. Where is that number of items? Then we want average sales, then we want average ratings, and then we want the item visibility as well, right? So these are the few metrics which we have to visualize over here, right? Now just we will do quickly formattings on this. Go in layout, and from here we will choose it as minimal. Okay, we want the minimal as the layout size, right? And instead of countlet, we will choose it as table. Okay, so then in grid view, we want this as horizontal only, but I will choose it as a white color. Horizontal grid lines we want, and we will give it as the 10 size in between them. Okay, vertical grid lines also we want, and we will choose it as white in color again, and we will name it as 10. Okay, let me see if we want any. Yeah, we don't want any other things, right? So these are the horizontal and vertical grid lines for us, right? Then next thing what we have to do is I will go in values. We'll be using the 10, but I will be using at Sagio semi bold. Okay, similar way what we will do, I will just reduce this. Okay, you can see the sum of the items over here. What I will do, I will just name it as only item visibility. Okay, and this is average ratings for us. Okay, some more formattings we have to do over here. What I will do, I will again go in the item visibility. I will just turn off the column subtotals and the row subtotals. We don't want any subtotals to be shown, right? And I will bring this over here at below. Okay, increase the size of this, right? Then I will just go to column headers. Okay, so for column headers, I will choose it as 8. Okay, I will choose the size as 8. Color will be black itself. Okay, and similarly for row headers also I will choose it as a 9. Okay, and black and Seju semi bold, right? Here also we will choose it as semi bold, or I can say the column headers. Okay, now I can increase the size likewise, right? So it will be automatically and adjusted properly over here, right? Then I'll just close this. Similar way what I will do, I will go in grid first, and in borders I'll just choose it as white. We don't want any borders over here, or you can also choose a gray border for this, right? Whichever you want. Formattings you can do, guys. Formatting is not a big task. Sometimes you just need to practice how to do formattings, which is the best suitable formattings and all this. So column headers, I will just choose it as center, so it will be at center, right? Then after that, I will go to specific column. Okay, so for total sales, I will go for specific column first. So for total sales, I will give a background color for this, and I will name it as I will be using it as hashtag FFD200. Okay, so this will be the color for which I will be using. Similarly, the display units for we will be billions. Okay, uh, or I will use it as thousands. Okay, so I will be using the display unit as thousands. Okay, now I will choose the next as number of items. Okay, so for number of items, I will be using a background color as hashtag 26B103. Hashtag 26B103. I will just increase the size of this. Okay, so it will be similar. The size of cells will be similar, I can say, and I will just choose it as center, and background I will choose it as white color. Okay, so the text for this similarly for sales also I'll just choose it as center. Now I will just choose the average sales, and I will choose the color for this as uh, E1 E1 9490. Okay, so this is our average sales, and color also background I will choose it as white, or I will keep it as black itself. Black is right, and at center value. Similar way, I will choose it for average ratings also. So from here I will choose the background color for this as hashtag 5583AA. Okay, center, and the background color of the text we'll be using as 4. Now I will choose the item visibility, choose the background color from here, hashtag F0 D36B, D36B. Okay, and center the value. All right. So this is the item visibility. So just let me check the item visibility. What are we using here? So I will just use it average of this. Okay, so instead of sun I will use the average of item visibilities, right? So we have to use average of ratings also. Okay, perfect. So this is what we have visualized. I will just try to bring it over here nice and clean. Okay, the same thing. Okay, so this is the only what we have visualized. Okay, and I will just increase. So you can increase the size of this so that they have equal size of the boxes which we are showing over here, right? And now we have to give the title also for this. I'll just go here, go to general, go to title, turn on the title. Okay, and I will name the title as what it should be, outlet type. Okay, it should be Sage UI semi bold and the size should be 10. Okay, okay. So in this way, we have almost visualized all the charts. So I'll just increase this and reduce this. All right. So if you want, you can increase the size also. If you want to column headers, you can increase to 9. And okay, I guess not. Okay, some adjustments. Okay, this is 9. Perfect. Okay, so this is outlet size. I will just take this as down. This I will bring it at down. Okay. So we have equal spacings in all of them. So just select both of these. I will just bring it a bit down more. Just take this as also down. So what I'm trying to do over here is the space we are utilizing, it should be equally distributed everywhere. That's the reason I'm taking it a bit down. So this also I'll bring it a bit down. You can bring this also a bit down. And this chart you can bring it down as well. Perfect, right? So you can see equally the space has been distributed in all of this. So we have built all the dashboard. The next thing what we have to do here is we have to add some filters over here, right? So if you can see the dashboard looks in this way, right? So now we have to add some filters by which this dashboard will be operated. Some interactive filters also. So like when I click over here, you can see the filtering is been happening, but it is just highlighting. We have to filter it out. Okay, proper values should be visible. That also we will see in next few minutes, right? So we have completed the dashboard. If you have come at this point also, I'm sure you are doing great. You have understood everything and you have learned so many things. If you have, just go ahead and subscribe the channel and like this particular video, and we will see how to add the slicers now. Okay. So now we will add the filters or slicers over here. So for that, what I will do, I will just go in visualization, and here we have an option called as slicer. So I'll just select this, and now here we will apply a slicer over here. So we will have to apply a slicer of outlet location first. So I will just take outlet location and I will add it over here, and not this, actually outlet location. Okay, so this is the outlet location. So I will just do some formattings quickly here. So I will just go over here, and instead of vertical list I will choose it as drop down. Selection we will keep it as multi select, then I will just reduce the size of this. Likewise, just reduce the size, and I will just bring it over here, right? Okay, okay, so adjust it at the center. Now what we will do, we have to do some formattings on this as well. So just go in slicer header. We will choose it as 8, and I will choose it as semi bold, right? This is outlet location type, or we can choose it as 9 also, right? And for border, we don't want any border. Background also we don't want. We go on values. We will choose it as a 9 again, and again a Sagio semi bold, right? Similarly, we will go in general now, go in effects, and for background, I will choose this color. Okay, or we will match it with this particular color, right? So we will match it with this color, or that's this. Okay, that is hashtag FFD200. That will be the code, right? Uh, then we will add the border also to this. Okay, and I will add a border of this particular thing, right? So this will be the location for us. So based on the different location, you can see if you want to see for tier one, if I want to see for tier two, you will get those particular insights from the particular dashboard, right? So right now everything is been selected, so you will see the information of all. But based, let's say you want to see for any one particular tier, you can see that particular information, right? Now what I will do, I will just copy this again, Control C, Control V, and I will just add one more over here. Okay, and instead of outlet location type, I will choose now outlet size. Okay, so based on outlet size also, if you want to see for small, you will get the things over here. If you want to see for high, you will get the insights over here, right? Similarly for medium also, you will get those insights, right? So depending upon the size of the outlet also, entire dashboard will be filtered out based on that, right? And next we will add the item type also. So I'll just copy this again, Control C and Control V, and I will choose here item type. Okay, so instead of this, we will choose the item type. So based on different item types we have, you can choose any one of the item type. Let's say you want to see for dairy products. Okay, so for dairy products, how the entire dashboard is performing, what are the different insights that can be taken from here, right? So likewise, you can take different insights from here. Similarly, what we have to do is we have to add interactive filters also. So what that mean is, let's say I click on this particular slice of this slicer, this donut chart, I can say. You can see the data has been filtering, but it is not filtering completely, it is just highlighting those particular data, right? But if you want total data to be filtered, so for that, what I will do, I will go in format, and here you have an option called edit interaction. So just click on this. Okay, so now when this particular chart has been selected, you can see right now the option is filled as a highlight option. So instead of this, we have to choose this, that is filter. So when I click on this, you can see it will be filled with that black color, and this will be gone, right? Similarly for all the chart, you have to do same. So I have to choose this, I have to choose this over here. Similarly here also, so for this particular chart, when I click here, you can see the option is behind that, so I will just take it below, and now select this, and now you can take this, and I will add it to its position again. Perfect, right? And now I will just click back to edit interaction, and now what I will do, I will just select this, right? So just select the pie over here, the slice of this particular donut chart. Now when I select, you can see entire values are been filtering over. They are not highlighting, but they are filtering out. Similarly, when you want to see for small, medium, and high, if you want to see for high, again you have to follow the same procedure over here. First go in edit interactions, click here, click on this particular chart, and then just select this particular filter options, right? So for all the charts which are there, right? So same way, I will just, you have to take this a bit down. Okay, then select this, and then select this, sorry, and I will select this. Perfect. Okay, so in this way, all right. And now when I select this, you can see entire data has been filtering out, right? In the same way, you can do it for others also. I will not repeat that again. For all the charts, you can do the same thing. Whenever you click on any particular chart, you just have to go in the home tab. First, you have to select that particular chart, then go to format, and then click on edit interactions, right? And then the options will be available for you, right? You have to click again on the edit interaction, so those options will be they will be vanished from the dashboard, so you won't have any disturbances while taking the insights from the dashboard, right? Then I have added a few more things. Okay, so I will just add the filter panel over here, the name of this particular thing. So I'll just add the filter panel. So this is our filter panel. Okay, one more thing you can do is you can add this icon also of these filters if you want. Then I will keep it up to you of this home dashboard. Then when I, what is the slicer, so this is nothing but when I control and click, all the slicers which are been selected, they will go away. So let's say I will just give you an example. So I have just selected for these two vertical things, right? So I have filtered out the dashboard with few slicers, but I want to clear all the slicers. So I will just press control. So in desktop you have to press control, but on Power BI at service you can just directly click. So now I will just select this, right? So you can see entire slicers will be cleared out, and you will see all the data in this particular dashboard, right? So this is you have to just click here, so you will get the files for the download. And this is nothing but a we can say option. And here I have just kept a home button. It is nothing but if you are adding more and more dashboards over here, so when you click on that home button, you will come to this original dashboard, right? So it's up to you which whatever you have to add in this particular dashboard, right? So this was the complete dashboard of this Blinkit analysis. I hope you have understood this. Okay. If you find somewhere something that I rushed the things, you can just pause the things and you can slow it down, and then you can go through this and you can follow along with me. If you have any questions, you can comment down in the box, or I have my WhatsApp number added in the description. You can find it from there, right? So I hope you have learned something from here. And before closing this, I would just like to ask you and request you to please go ahead and subscribe the channel, like this video. And if you have learned something and if you have gained some knowledge, please share it with your friends, guys. Okay. So see you in the next one, guys. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.